To all who listen to this happy pod, welcome. My name is Noah Parker, and this is my world of wonder. Today I'm joined by my mother, Lynn, Mom, remote from Florida as per usual.
Yeah.
And that is because today we are talking about current events in the parks.
Yeah.
We have a lot to cover today.
What?
Yes. But first, I want to apologize for not getting out an episode last week. Work was insanely busy, and things got shifted around to a point that I was unable to sit down and record. So we had to just skip it. You know, it's kind of like bite that bullet and just accept the fact that we're not getting one out this week, rather than try to throw something together that's just not something we would be proud of. So
Yeah.
At any rate, we're here again today, and we will be here every week for the foreseeable future until September, I think, when we have our season break.
Yes.
But yeah, as we get started here, I wanted to move this to the beginning of the podcast because it always ends up at the end, and I don't know how effective that is. But we wanted to invite you guys to follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok by going to either platform, searching for Noah Parker's World of Wonder. My wife does an amazing job keeping up on TikToks for us, and YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels. I don't like that they call all of those things different things, but they're all the same thing.
Yes.
But yeah, Adriana does a great job with that, and she works hard, and it would mean a lot to us if you guys went and followed us over there. We also post some other things on there. So like when we go to the parks, those don't end up in episodes, like videos don't end up in the podcast.
Yeah.
But you can find a lot of that stuff on the Instagram. You can see some of the things we're doing around the house to Disney-fy it, which isn't a lot at the moment, but we're getting there. You can also subscribe to the podcast on YouTube by going to youtube.com/Noah Parker _channel, or just searching Noah Parker _channel in the search bar, where the blue circle that says the Noah Parker, or the Noah Parker channel. If it's a picture of a dude, that's not me. So we also would like to ask you all who are listening to rate the podcast wherever you're listening. We are available on all major podcast platforms if you're just here on YouTube. If you are just listening to us on a podcast platform that maybe isn't your favorite, we are available on most or all of the major ones. So leave a rating there. Let us know how awesome we are or how terrible we are. Just say something. That'd be awesome. And yeah, so let's dive into the parks then. So
Yeah.
I'll let you lead off here, Mother, because I've talked a lot already.
There's so many new things that are coming, and I'm super excited. I want to start like with pass holder things that are going to be coming up because I'm a pass holder. So that just gives me it's just there's so much that they offer, and they call it VI pass holder because that's what we really are, and they just really go out of their way to make sure that pass holders know that they are appreciated. Sometimes we get kind of feel like we get the short end of the stick because we still have to make reservations, whereas people who purchase tickets don't have to do that anymore. You can just go wherever you want, just like in the old days. But we're getting back to that. So let's just kick off some of the things that they're coming up with. So we are getting ready to have Tiana's Bayou Adventure open in Magic Kingdom. And what happens typically is they have cast member, DVC, Disney Vacation Club, and annual pass holder kind of preview events and stuff. So those are coming up. I know it's coming quick. We don't have a date specifically, but I think it's going to be around the end of May or maybe the mid to end of June that they're going to open Tiana's Bayou. So I will definitely keep you posted on that. A couple other pass holder things that are coming up at Epcot. They just gave us a sneak peek. We don't actually know what it's going to look like, but we got a sneak peek of the newest Disney pass holder, annual pass holder magnet. Now, if you don't remember, back in, I think it was March, it was February or March, they released the Hey Hey annual pass holder magnet, and I did not get
Yes.
one because I was going
Yes.
to Hawaii, so I didn't get one.
Yeah, so
And
that was the middle of February.
yep, and we missed it after when you had come out for the Disney event, and but I do fully intend. It starts next week, May 1st, and it runs until I think it's June 19th or June 26th, somewhere in there. And
Okay.
so we will definitely be getting those pass holder magnets, and so I will definitely surprise you. I know it's going to be, ironically, you're wearing the shirt, so it is going to be Stitch.
Yes.
So I'm super excited about that because I am starting to really get into a Stitch vibe because we went to
It's hard
Alani.
not to.
I know.
I mean, Walmart pushes it so much. Like,
Yes.
if there's Disney merch at Walmart, there is a Stitch version of it. Like with this shirt, with the graphic tees, there's a Stitch T-shirt that just says "Not today." The
Right.
poster that we have on set here, like there's
Yes.
other Disney posters, but they have that one, and I'm like, if there's anything Disney in Walmart, there's a Stitch one.
Right. And
So it's hard not to fall in love with Stitch.
And of course, the reason it's going to be, it goes from May 1st until June 26th. I realize that's when it is because that is 626 day. And of course, that is what Stitch is. He's Experiment 626. Isn't that
brilliant.
so Disney clever?
That is Disney clever. I love that.
And then the final thing that they're doing for pass holders coming up is, if you remember, there used to be a restaurant back in the Morocco Pavilion called Marrakesh. And
Yes.
after COVID, it closed. Well, it closed during COVID. After COVID, it never reopened. What they ended up doing is they had a couple of, it was a DVC lounge. It was I can't remember what the hospital is. There's a hospital down there. And it was the Florida, whatever, Blue or whatever Florida hospital
Yeah.
lounge, and you had to get a guest pass to go into it. That was around Christmas time and stuff. I guess the fall and into Christmas. So that was kind of cool. Well, this year, what they're doing is they're making it the annual pass holder lounge. And so you can get free drinks and snacks. You can get, I can't remember. There's a couple other things in there that you can get that are free for pass holders, and you can only get in there if you're a pass holder. And so that's kind of exciting to see coming. And just having that little bit of, where you feel like, okay, I am a VIP because I get to do this. So it's really like one of the things I look forward to is like to see what they're doing next. They did one last year. I think it was either in late spring, early summer, somewhere around in there. And it was at the Sunshine Seasons, which is literally where this particular lounge was right outside the queue for Living with the Land. And so it was kind of weird because it was like right in the middle of
That's open
a
air,
ride.
yeah, like
And it's like, I mean, that's also where people can sit for the, when they get their food and stuff, they can sit out there. And so they had that all blocked off. They had a big poster mural thing you could get your picture taken in front of, and that was pretty cool. But it was just really interesting to see how they were doing some of that stuff and that. But yeah, I want to look and see specifically. I have some. I wanted to see what specifically they're doing at that particular or at where Marrakesh used to be, because like I said, there's some cool things that are going on there, but I can't remember exactly what they are at this point. Nope, that's okay. Let's see, perks. One of the cool things you get when you are a pass holder too, by the way, is you get regular parking for free. The other thing you get is if you want preferred parking, instead of it being $50, it's only $25, which ironically is the cost of actual parking. So that's kind of cool.
makes sense. You're just paying the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Well, I think it's on my phone, and there's nothing I can do about it right now.
Well, yep, we can fill that
That's
information
okay.
in later.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Anyway. but it's
But
cool.
that's exciting. Yeah, that's
So
cool stuff.
yeah. So that's, like I said, that's one of the perks that I enjoy. Of course, there's discounts that come along with being a pass holder and stuff too. So I enjoy that as well. But getting back to Tiana's adventure, Bayou Adventure, they are doing some amazing things with technology. This is one of the things that we were kind of looking forward to with
Yeah, for sure.
with Disney as it got older, I guess, more mature, is having new technology. Like there's more things that are coming, more so than like the like Mr. Potato Head. He's like just a what do you call it? Like a video. Like he's just his animatronic is more of a like projection on,
Right.
right. And so they're actually, and so I think that's the way it is for the Frozen Ever After ride or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah,
way.
their
It's like a
faces are projected.
projection, and they're getting
Yeah.
away from that, and so it's making it more realistic
Thank
and stuff.
God.
Because we're doing some like AI stuff and things like that. So I think that's pretty cool. I was going to tell you too. They released like images of some of the critters that they're going to use.
Yeah, I saw that.
And one of the critters had was holding a sign, and it had just had numbers on it, but it was 52872.
Right.
And I don't know what the relevance of all that is, but there is speculation that 528, which is May 28th,
Yeah.
could be when Tiana's Adventure Bayou Adventure opens, or when they'll start the preview events. And they have been doing like rider previews. So like I don't know who gets to go on it and stuff, but they've had people, like they've seen people. Some of the, like DFB has seen people on it, and I think All Ears posted something about it too. And so
Yeah.
it's getting close. It's getting close. They have new queue lines. They have new gift shops that are opening. They have new restaurants. I think they're just like fast food and stuff. But yeah, very cool.
Very, very cool. I was just quickly doing a Google search to see if you said 72, right?
Yes,
I was looking
52872.
Past relevance on the Disney Wiki.
Yeah.
Nothing comes up
Well,
for
that's
that year on that in that month, on May 28th. So that's interesting. That didn't help at all.
no.
People's births, nothing. Deaths, nothing. Nothing related to anyone passing away on that day. Theme park happenings, which is what I would expect it to be related to, but I don't see that.
Right. My computer not working right.
Yeah, I got nothing. There's nothing. Well, streaming wouldn't be relevant in 72 anyway, so that's not a problem. Television, nothing. We get 78, but that's not great. That's not helpful. No films in 78, no shorts in 78. So, bit of a useless deep dive there, but I don't know. It could mean any number of things, you know.
Right.
I would say speculating that the ride opens on May 28th is more likely than them just doing the pass holders previews then, because that'd be kind of lame.
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly expect pass holder and like cast member previews to start within the next week or two.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if they don't start that early.
Except for I don't want them to start that early because I will be in Colorado. So I don't want them to start then.
I guess we'll hope for 3 weeks.
We'll hope for till after the 18th. It's perfectly fine. Could jump on
Okay.
that. I'm good with
Sounds
that.
good. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll let them know.
Thanks.
Of course. But yeah, so there's a lot of new animatronics, and I actually just saw a video today. I don't know if I can find it again, and if I can, I don't know if I can get it in the podcast in any way. But I was on Instagram, and there was a story from Disney. I think it's Disney Parks on Instagram,
Okay.
showing the I gotta look up a couple names really quick. The lady who did the voice of Mama Odie. Is her
Okay.
name right? Am I thinking of the right
Oh,
person?
yes.
I
I
feel
know
like I'm
what you're
mixing
talking
things up.
about. No,
Yeah,
you're
Mama
right.
Odie. Jennifer
Yeah.
Lewis. She
Her
they showed
family is
her
going.
the Mama Odie animatronic,
Yes.
and like she was awestruck because like obviously she's the voice, so she knows what Mama Odie sounds like, right? But
Yeah.
like she was like looking at it, she's like, this is Mama Odie from the movie. You have brought her to life in the physical, like super cool video, super interesting to see that tech, like the best video of a new animatronic I think we've gotten so far. Because we had that video of Tiana's animatronic, but you didn't really get a whole lot of glimpses at it, like a whole lot of look time, I guess. And with the Mama Odie video that I saw, I was like, wow, like they were showing her dancing a little bit, and I'm like, that's gnarly how fluid it is and how animated it looks like an animated figure.
Yeah.
Crazy. So that's exciting.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah. And then I just keep looking at side by side photos of like Splash Mountain's facade and Tiana's facade, and it's like, man, you can tell that it's the same, I think, but it is really like unrecognizable as Splash Mountain anymore.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Like it looks totally different. It looks like a living hill now instead of a bunch of briar
Right?
and
Fiberglass briar.
stumps. Yeah, fiberglass briar. It's a thicket.
Oh,
A thicket's no
okay.
trick. Is it thick? It's the thickest. I've been watching Into the
Okay.
Woods. I've watched it
Okay.
a few times this week. But
Okay.
yeah, so we're excited. I remember being sad and like kind of like, ugh, I wish they wouldn't close Splash Mountain and they would just give Tiana her own ride. But I'm like, okay, at least what they're doing with it is super cool. I can live with it. I'm totally cool. I'm happy. I'm happy with they're giving us something fun and so
Right.
animated.
Yeah.
All right. So next topic, and this one's a sensitive one for Mom. This one's hitting a spot.
It is. It is.
But we've talked several times now about the what is it called? I can't think of the name of the venue now.
Oh, the Communicore Hall and Plaza?
Yes, thank you. The
You're
Communicore
welcome.
Hall and Plaza, thank you, is opening on June 10th, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they're opening, and we've talked about how it is a purpose-built festival venue. Flower and Garden Festival, which is happening right now, is ending on May 27th, so in about a month.
Yep.
Okay. And Mom, when is Food and Wine starting?
August 29th.
Which is the very next festival.
And it's like
There
3
is-
months.
There's a lot of time in between those two things without anything going on.
Yeah.
So, first of all, me and Mom have talked about this a couple dozen times in the last week. And what I wrote for the show notes today is, how do you purpose build a venue and open it without the thing it was built for happening? So, we're going to take a second here.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to speculate.
Ooh.
We are going to make stuff up. For the purposes of legal reasons. Everything that's going to happen for the next like 2 minutes is purely our imaginations.
Oh my
And nothing
gosh.
is
Oh
set
my
in stone.
gosh.
None of this may happen. Some of this may happen.
Oh my gosh.
What festival would you like to see happen here?
Oh my gosh.
How do you feel that space? Festival. I think Festival of the Summer is the easiest in the door name for a festival.
Right. Well, I mean, there's like so much that you could do. There's literally so much that you could do. Like there could be a festival of Broadway. There could be
True.
I don't know what you would do as far as food and stuff, but there's a concert venue
New York
right
hot
there.
dogs.
Oh, New York hot dogs, and then we're gonna do
Yeah,
Newsies,
Coney dog.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And then I don't know what's there's just I don't know. I could not even if I had to figure out some sort of festival that they could do. I don't know. The only thing I could imagine is maybe they could do something with like a history of Disney or something, and then or festival of the movies or something, and so then you'd have like Lady and the Tramp, and then you'd have like spaghetti, and then you'd have like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know what you could do.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't know. I'm sticking to that. I think there's something to the Festival of the Summer, because it does run summer months. Like,
yeah,
it's like Phineas and Ferb's summer vacation,
right?
Like time. So I don't know, like some kind of summer festival.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be kind of easy to do, because I mean, what do you like? You think about like food, I guess, food wise, you can have. I don't know. Like, what are some of your favorite like summertime desserts and snacks and stuff?
I mean, anything, you could have like different kinds of lemonade and watermelon and fruit and, ice creams and stuff like that. And it's, I mean, barbecue.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I think of barbecue or grilled food, like corn on a cob.
Yeah.
Grilled corn on a cob, which would be a double take from Flower and Garden, but it's fine.
But I mean,
they
it's
probably have enough corn.
It's all food. So, right.
Yeah, exactly. Plant-based hamburgers.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like it could be like maybe a mashup of Flower and Garden and Food and Wine.
Kind of like a crossover thing.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun.
That would go so well for summer.
That would be a perfect summer one. So that's a speculation. That's what I am predicting, with absolutely no context, no reason to be guessing this other than the time of year it's happening.
Right.
I mean, when you think, like, if I were to think Festival of the Summer in Colorado, I would think there's going to be a ton of concerts. And so with that concert venue, I'm thinking,
right.
I'm assuming when they open it, they're going to want to get some good use out of that stage immediately.
Right.
So I'm predicting Festival of the Summer.
I mean, it could be anything. It could be anything, like having to do with Encanto or Coco or Soul or Onward. It could be anything like that.
Or like maybe it's just Pixar Fest.
Pixar. Well, you know what? Just so happens at Disneyland, they are having their first Summer Fest, and it is Pixar Fest. Why not?
Time for Google. Hold on. So after a quick little snap, because I had to start rolling my camera again, I have deep dived. Well, not really deep dived. I've Google searched. So here's the thing. Pixar Fest actually starts in 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't actually go very long, if I remember.
No, I would say that's incorrect. It runs through August 4th. Now, as per previous conversations about festivals and stuff and gap in between festivals, I don't know. August 4th to August 29th sounds like a big enough gap to finish a Pixar Fest and get going with Food and Wine
And you
Festival.
could totally reset.
I'm just saying. Okay, so is that what you... Well, I mean...
Yeah, I'm going to say...
It's starting now, but they'll be starting the one in Disney World 2 months later. But...
No, in Disney World, if they did a Pixar Fest...
I guess it'll be a month and a half.
It'll be just a little over a month later, because it's June 10th is when they're going to open it.
Nah, it's like a week and a half. We still got 2 days before it starts in Disneyland.
There you go. So...
Okay, so I'm saying just generic Summerfest. You're saying Pixar Fest.
Yes.
Okay. One of us is going to be wrong.
Or
I was going to say one of us is going to be right. I was going to say one of us is going to be right, but I don't know. Well, at least one of us is wrong.
At least.
But anyway, I mean, it's got to be something. They have to do something, because you don't build a venue for festivals that you open without having a festival in for... I mean, it opens June 10th, and we're not supposed to have Food and Wine until August 29th. So that's...
Now, I will tell you that I did kind of look around and see why because in the past, before COVID, the Flower and Garden Festival used to end, actually, it used to end like right before, I want to say right at the end of April. Because then what they would do is they would have, just for the month of May, starting May 4th, they would have Star Wars weekends.
Right.
And then they didn't do anything until the end of August. And that's when they started Food and Wine Festival, middle or end of August. Because some of the festivals were started, like Flower and Garden Festival and Star Wars weekends, were started to help kind of boost attendance or attract people when attendance became slower. And so the reason they had the festivals running into each other like they did after COVID and after everything opened back up was to kind of increase that attendance again. And so now there's kind of speculation. No, we're back to pre-COVID events. And so that's why we're doing it the way that we are. But I still think, like you said, why have a purpose-built venue and not have a festival?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
And even if they're going to do the Eat to the Beat concert series at Epcot, if they move it from American Pavilion, which I don't see that they would, but if they did, I don't know that would be, maybe they could get twice as many bands in, I guess, but
I guess.
But I still can't see that being a thing. Like, I feel like it's got to be something more purposeful.
I would think so. I would hope so. So there you go.
There
We could be totally wrong.
Yep.
We could be spot on. Who knows? We could be half right. But we'll let that marinate, and we'll move on.
Yeah.
To I think we can go through these a little bit more briefly. I don't think we need to go as in depth with the next several things actually.
Okay.
So first is third, actually. And that is the Beyond Big Thunder expansion, which I understand you haven't heard a whole lot of.
I really haven't. I was kind of looking around to see what I could find specifically. And it seems like they're going to try and make it... I know it's going to be literally beyond Big Thunder Mountain. There's a lot of property out there that they can use that would serve to expand the parks and stuff. There's a lot of old, like when you go on the train ride and on the steamboat, there's like a story and stuff that it tells. And so there's some old stuff that was probably original to the park opening and stuff, at least for the riverboat ride. But I feel like they're wanting to move past that and have more rides and more meet and greets and more interactive things, stuff like that. So, but I have not heard about Beyond Big Thunder.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know why I have and you haven't, but because I feel like it's been, I guess maybe it's YouTube videos specifically. I don't know if you watch a terrible amount of like YouTube videos. I do. I watch a lot.
You know what I do watch?
What's that?
No, Parker's World of Wonder.
That's a great thing to watch. I mean, I hear they're pretty big Disney fans. So, one of the channels I watch is Mickey Views News, and that's probably why I have heard of Beyond Big Thunder so much, is because he was one of the first people to talk about it. But yeah, it's basically like you said, basically literally north of Big Thunder, where it's just unceremoniously stops the park, I guess, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Nothing happens. That's where they're going to be expanding, and there's concept art right now, and there's not a whole lot going on with development other than there was an article about them getting ready. They filed a permit with Waterworks to do something over there, and they're preparing permits for the land to actually start breaking ground and doing whatever they're going to do. The concept art shows like Mexico and then shifting into like I mean, if you look at the concept art, which I'll try to find and put on the screen for anyone watching the YouTube video, it kind of starts out as Coco, and then as you go further north into it, it turns into like Encanto, which is getting a little confusing, to be honest. I'm gonna take this part out because I don't even know what to do with that.
Because the one that I'm looking at, it shows where previous Dino Land USA was, and I know we're gonna get to that. So, but that's what I'm looking at, and that kind of shows more what I would say Coco. You know what it puts me in mind of? I don't know if they had it when you went to Disneyland, where you went to the right towards at Disneyland and California Adventure, towards the Incredicoaster and all that stuff, or you could go to the left to the wharf. Was that what it was?
Yeah,
Which I
Fisherman's
think
Wharf.
is it now San Francisco?
Yep, that is now San Francisco Square.
And over that way is where they have or had a Coco meet and greet or something. There was a Coco something there. And that's what I'm looking at in this particular picture. That's kind of what it looks like. And then another picture. Yeah. But I'm trying to like read up on my Beyond Big Thunder stuff.
Yeah. So I just pasted a photo into the into our show notes here.
Okay.
If you scroll down to that is the concept art for Beyond Big Thunder. And you can see like Big Thunder Spire on the left. And then you see the Mexico like city center, and then off to the left it looks like is kind of to the right is like Encanto, because you can see the casita over there.
Yeah.
And whatever's on the left, I can't really tell what that is, but now that I have the photo in the show notes, guys, I can guarantee you it'll end up in the YouTube video. But yeah, so, and that's what's getting confusing to me a little bit, because kind of jumping ahead to our next topic, the Dino Land USA retheme to the Tropical Americas, which, like you said a couple of moments ago, also seems to feature a lot of Encanto related IP stuff. And so I'm like, are we really about to build two separate lands for Encanto? Like,
right? I don't know if I can post this image in here. I'm going to see if I can. I don't know. We'll see what happens here, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
One of the things that I know for sure, well, I guess I take that back. I can't say that. I can't say that I know
there
for
you
sure.
go. There you go. I posted that other image there for you.
Ah, good. Okay, good.
See, because if you look at it, it almost looks like,
see, there's
instead of the Big Thunder stuff, that could be down. I'm assuming on the right that's going to be Indiana Jones, which is current dinosaur. Yeah. But then towards the center-ish, back from that could be what we're seeing right on the other image. That could be what that is. It could be that instead. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're seeing. But you can definitely see the casita there, and you can definitely see in front of... Right. Why would they put two in one? That doesn't even make sense, right?
Right.
So.
I'm not sure. But it is also like all this stuff for Beyond Big Thunder is like it's all been concept art. None of it's been set in stone. So it's totally possible that they were going to do Encanto in the Beyond Big Thunder project, but have since decided that Animal Kingdom's Tropical Americas is going to be the better place to do that.
Right.
Which,
do you know what I heard?
I agree.
I heard speculation.
I like speculation.
That it was going to be like a sort of villains theme something.
Which, if that's what they change it to, I'm here for it, because we don't have any villain stuff. But here's my thing. I would prefer we get a fifth gate that's all about villains.
Right.
Instead of a little tiny land that's kind of like, we'll throw a couple in here. Because if you have a whole park dedicated to villains, you could have animated villains, you could have live action villains, you could have not Disney. You could have like Star Wars villains and Marvel villains to an extent.
And it's going to be more than just a meet and greet. It's going to there's going to have to be some sort of interactive stuff going on there. You know, maybe you can go to Villain Academy or something. I don't know.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool, actually. I'm here for it. But yeah, so who knows what's actually going on with Beyond Big Thunder? All I can say is I'm fairly certain it's not their original concept art, because the concept art for Dinoland USA retheme clearly has Casita,
Yes.
like
Yes.
beyond a shadow of a doubt. And the concept art for Beyond Big Thunder also has Casita in, like, as plain as day.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I am noticing is the difference between these two images. The Beyond Big Thunder expansion image looks very painted, I guess.
Yeah, still very, very conceptual.
So early conceptual painting.
Versus
The one below looks more like a rendering of some kind,
Yeah.
like more computer generated.
yeah, like
Some
this
effort,
is
some
the
time has
direction we're
gone
headed.
into this.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm led to believe that we are getting Encanto in Animal Kingdom and not Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
A Moana thing would be cool to go back there, but I don't think that really makes sense. But it also sounds like they're probably going to just retheme Frontierland anyway, because we're slowly slipping away from Frontier anyway.
Frontierism.
Yes.
It's true.
But
yeah.
yeah.
And I know we weren't going to touch on this. Can I touch on it, though? Speaking of,
Sure.
you touched on Frontierland. So I do just want to point out that although it is closed, it is supposed to be opening in the summer. And hopefully we'll be able to go and visit the new reimagined Country Bear Jamboree.
And what I'm going to say, actually, and I'm happy you did bring that up now. I was thinking it wasn't going to be useful to talk about, but I think it actually is, because of what I just said about them retheming Frontierland. I think once Country Bear Jamboree reopens and we see what they have done on the inside, and what it's kind of how it's designed, I think that's going to be very telling what we can expect to happen with Frontierland.
Right.
If you go in there and it's like, okay, I just walked in here and this is themed to, I don't know, the Bayou, I guess. It's less Frontier
Right.
and more New Orleans.
Nolans.
Nolans, yeah.
Nolans.
You could be like, okay, so you could probably expect them to retheme the outside to that.
Right.
But if it stays very country, very Western, very Frontier-like inside, then I think we're pretty safe with Frontierland, because they would not throw all that money to redo Country Bear Jamboree to have to redo it again because it doesn't fit the theme anymore.
Right.
So
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with some of the other things around in that area. Country Bear Jamboree and Big Thunder Mountain were the biggest things for Frontierland. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, I think that still fits in there. It is just weird
More or less.
because Big Thunder and Country Bear Jamboree were, well, I guess Country Bear Jamboree is supposed to be like Smoky Mountains, Appalachian Mountains kind of thing. So that kind of vibe. And then Big Thunder is definitely New Mexico, Arizona area. So Tiana's Bayou, I mean, unless they renamed it something else land, I don't know that it would, I don't know that how they could fit it all back together. And I don't know if do they still have the Diamond Horseshoe Review? Do you know?
I do not.
Okay.
It doesn't sound familiar.
Okay. It used to,
when we did the tier list, we had a list of every attraction in Magic Kingdom. I don't remember that being on there.
okay. So they used to have Diamond Horseshoe Review, which was along the lines of, what was that dinner and show thing that Caleb and Emma went to on their honeymoon?
The Hoop-de-Doo Review.
Hoop-de-Doo. It was sort of like Hoop-de-Doo, but it was called Diamond Horseshoe Review. In California, they actually had Golden Horseshoe Review. It was, at the time, it was, you could get a meal and you watch the show. And so I'd like to see them do some more things in that area because Frontierland doesn't really have, I mean, they have, like we said, they do have the train. They do have Tiana's Bayou now coming soon. And they have Big Thunder and Country Bear Jamboree, which is now currently closed. And that's it. And the what do you call it? The Tom
The
Sawyer
shooting
Island.
gallery.
Tom Sawyer Island, and that's it. And so when you look at it compared to like Fantasyland, there's nothing there. Although
Yeah.
if you also look at it compared to Liberty Square, which only has Haunted Mansion,
Right.
and the Riverboat,
And the Hall of Presidents.
and the Hall of Presidents. Okay, so that's got 3. So, but I like to see them do some more things with the lands that keep people, more segregated, not segregated, more dispersed throughout
Yeah.
the park. Because right now I feel like
Right.
the big attractions are, the big thrill rides and stuff. And so there's people over here and then there's nobody over here. And why? Because there's only one ride there. And why would anybody go there? So,
Right.
yeah.
Fair enough. Overall, some exciting things coming. I'm excited to see what they do. Oh, I you did kind of briefly say it, but I'm going to just kind of say it again.
Yeah.
Dinosaur, I believe, is being rethemed to Indiana Jones. Everyone is pretty like 99% sure that's what they're doing. It is Disney. They
would
could throw
so
a wrench
fit.
at us at the last moment and do something totally different. But I mean, Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye in Disneyland.
Yeah.
It's basically the exact same ride as Dinosaur. They use the same exact vehicles. They were developed in tandem. The rides were built at the same time or really close together.
Yeah.
I did hear that there is like a random construction difference between the two buildings that make it physically impossible to clone the one in Disneyland down here.
Right. But I don't
without
think they need to.
destroying the building. But yeah, I'm actually totally fine with that because then they will be two different versions of the ride.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not going to go watch the same movie and then go watch it in another park, or another theater, right?
Right.
You want to watch
Right.
maybe part 1 here and part 2 at that theater or whatever. And so
Yeah.
I think it would be, there's plenty of stories. It's not like they don't have 5 Indiana Jones going on right now. So,
Right. And that's kind of what I was going to say. I would totally be down if we made it a different story. Instead of
Yeah.
being the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, maybe it's the Cave of Wonder. I don't know. Indiana Jones and the Cave of Wonder. That'd be kind of fun.
and
but I don't
Aladdin
know,
makes a visit every once in a while.
Exactly. There's like Aladdin Easter eggs everywhere. That'd be freaking awesome.
Oh my gosh.
But regardless, I love the Indiana Jones version. Honestly, I like it
I do
better
too.
than Dinosaur. So I'm totally welcome with that.
And I will say too, Dinosaur had, so a lot of what I like about Disneyland or Disney World and the reimagining is they realize that when an attraction has lived out its lifetime, I'll say, that it doesn't just have to go away and be torn down. Like, what is my favorite ride over there? What was it? Oh my gosh. It's been gone, so I can't remember what it's called. Oh my gosh.
Horizon?
No, the one at Animal Kingdom in Dinoland, USA.
Oh, the Primeval Whirl.
Primeval Whirl. I just really dislike that they just tore it down. I really do. But
Yeah.
I like that since Dinosaur, the movie, there was a movie called Dinosaur. You'll get to that in DCOM. But that's what
Actually,
all of
we
that
won't.
was based on. You will eventually in years from now.
Well, but Dinosaur wasn't a DCOM, so it won't be in that series.
Okay.
But
we can
eventually
talk
we're
about
gonna
that.
have to go through and we're gonna have to do Disney movie rewatches,
Yes.
Disney animation rewatches, and
That's right.
yeah,
But
we'll get there. But
it's okay to take that because there are kids who are writing it and they have no clue that it was actually about a movie. They're like,
Right.
This is a scary ride. Or if you're a teenager, this is a cool ride, right? They have no idea. Arguably, there are attractions that have nothing to do with any kind of movie or anything like Expedition Everest. But I think that when kids don't understand that this is a ride that was based on a movie, then maybe we need to reconsider what we're doing here. And so I
Right.
definitely encourage that change. Not so much with Country Bear Jamboree, but
right. Right.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yes. The one thing that I wish they would do in Dinosaur is mention the fact that the iguanodon you're stealing has a name.
Yes. Yes.
Y'all, his name is Aladar, okay? Like,
Aladar. Yep.
learn the name. He's the fella outside the ride. Next time you're at Animal Kingdom,
Yeah.
hopefully before they close it, run up and say hello Aladar, because that's
Yes.
his name. He
It is.
deserves to be greeted by name.
Yes. And if you have no idea what we're talking about, go check out Dinosaur. And
It's on Disney Plus.
And hopefully you can.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie. It really
I like it.
is. And then the
a really
Carnotaurs make
heartwarming
more
story.
sense.
Yes, exactly. The Carnotaurus. You're like, oh, gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Now that we have sufficiently dyed grass on Dinosaur, which is ironic when you think about it, but
Oh gosh.
we're
You're
gonna
so silly.
briefly run through these next two because they're
Yeah.
related to Disneyland, and my expertise on Disneyland is like 50. I was gonna say 50% what it is Disney World, but I don't even think it's that good. I'll say like 15% what my expertise in Disney World is. So briefly, we are getting an Avatar Land expansion in Disneyland, which is going to be cool.
Okay.
The difference between the one in Disney World and the one in Disneyland is the one in Disney World, is themed off of the first movie with the Na'vi and their big giant tree and all that stuff. And a lot of details that I can't remember off the top of my head. The land we're getting in Disneyland is going to be themed off of the Way of Water.
Oh, I love it.
So we're not just cloning the same thing. Like, I would imagine they get a flight of passage because that's relevant. I think, actually, I don't even know. I assume flying banshees is relevant in either side, either whether you're at the tree or you're at the water, the ocean thing.
Have you
couldn't
not
tell you.
seen Way of Water?
I would love to tell you I have, but it's literally look at my notes. Do you see the notes?
No, because I can't look at you and see the notes. Hang on.
I get through all of the stuff.
You should
talking
probably
about the
watch Way of
Na'vi.
Water.
Yeah, I need to watch it because
know
I don't
what?
actually. I only kind of know what I'm talking about here.
Oh, you will love it, actually. You will love it. It's, oh my gosh.
I know I will.
It's
I just
so
haven't
good.
yet. I don't know why. I think it's because every time I look at it, I'm like, that's a long movie.
Oh, it is a long movie. Guess what? There's one after that. It hasn't
Yeah.
come out yet, but there's one
It
after
hasn't
that.
come out yet. It's so long they're not even done making it yet.
Yeah, it's exactly it. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. But yeah, so what I like about that is that we're like, okay, so I can't remember any of the names of anything, but in the first movie, you know, they're living with that giant tree.
Yeah.
And that's in one part of the planet that they're on, or the moon that they're on. And then where they're at in the second movie, the Na'vi are in a totally different area. It's like hundreds of miles away from where they were before, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
It
Is
is.
that
It
accurate?
is. That is accurate.
And so that's what I like about it is that like we've built their lands in our world physically hundreds of miles apart. Well, I say have built. They haven't even broke ground on the one in Disneyland yet. But anyway, I think that's cool. I'm excited for it. It gives me a really good reason to go back to Disneyland, I think.
The tree is actually what's connected to Iwa, which is their I guess like their
Deity.
god. Yeah, their deity. Yes. Yeah. And the tree, I can't pronounce it in Na'vi, but it's the Tree of Souls is what it's called.
That's what is. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
My brain instantly kept saying Tree of Life, and I'm like, no, that's not it. But anyway, and then super, super briefly, because we don't have a whole lot of information here, is that there's a new project in Disneyland for both sides, Disneyland Resort as opposed to Disneyland Park. And they are calling it Disneyland Forward, which is really, I mean, when you think about it, it's actually Disney West, Disneyland West.
Yeah.
Because they're expanding both parks to the west over that's not a highway there. I guess it's just a street, but I'm assuming there's going to like build it over the street.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know how you get over there, but it is on the other side of the street is where all the expansion stuff is.
Oh, Are you? Is it the street like if you walk between Disneyland and California Adventure? Because you can walk like from downtown Disney all the way past, and then like Disneyland's on your left, California Adventure's on your right, and you can just keep walking all the way to a street. Is it across that street or is it like
No, it's across
north?
the. You know when
Or I
you're
don't know what
when you're
direction that
walking
is.
through downtown Disney District,
Yes.
and you are, I can't.
Are
So
you-
you know where like the Star Wars store is, and then if you keep walking towards like the Lego store, you're actually walking across a bridge that goes over a street.
No.
Did you know that? I wish I remembered where you guys actually stayed, because I would be able to give you more detail here, but
So we stayed off of, I want to say it was Bell Road, but it's the road that like you come off the interstate and it goes like that road. You go across the road where our hotel was, and it goes right into the parking garage. And it's on, it faces like if you just keep walking straight, it runs right into, is it called Paradise Pier? That's what it was the hotel.
yeah, it's Pixar Pier Hotel now. That's
Yeah,
that's
that's-
where we stayed.
So we were like directly, I mean, we weren't, it was like a mile or so away, but we were directly across from that, on the other side of the parking garage. So if you know where the parking garage is, we were like to the right of the parking garage. Let's see if I
Sorry, the parking garage for Pixar Place, or
For-
Pixar Palace,
for Disneyland as a whole.
Disneyland. So back in the corner.
Yeah.
I think that is actually where they are building the expansion. Is where that hotel currently stands.
Oh.
Perhaps. But so okay, so they're not going to be building it completely over, but there will be like land bridges that connect DCA to the DCA expansion on the other side of the road, which is going to be behind Pixar Pier.
Oh, okay, okay. So is that the Anaheim Convention Center is back there? That's what I
think so.
remember.
Which looks like it will still be there. Something's still there. I can't tell what it is. But it's gonna be.
I'm gonna look on
I
my
don't know.
maps now.
They're basically taking up the 2 blocks or 3 blocks that are behind the Disneyland Hotel and behind Pixar Palace Hotel. All of that. There's a lot of land they're going to be taking up, and I probably need to look at a map here so I can tell you street names, because that's probably going to be slightly more effective, or not. There's a photo that I put in one of the old podcasts, one of the other ones. But anyway, we are talking about this way longer than I wanted to be honest.
Sorry.
That's okay. Where's that map at? Okay, so from West Ball Road. Oh, it doesn't even give me the street name down here.
Oh, Ball Road. That's what it was. Ball Road.
Okay, from West Ball Road all the way down to whatever the next street is south of there. And Walnut Street to Disneyland Drive.
Wow.
That whole, so like, yeah, actually it's Magic Way, sorry. Not Ball Road. Magic Way down to this unnamed street here. I don't know. I got nothing on names or anything, but basically it looks like there's going to be 2 ways to get into Disneyland Park and into Disney's California Adventure now. So that's interesting.
Wow.
But yeah, the new expansion is literally going to wrap around Pixar Palace.
Wow.
Interesting. This art still shows it as Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel, even though it came out, I think, the week before the name officially changed to. Anyway,
That's crazy.
we digress.
Yeah, we do.
Lots of information to be had there.
Yep.
Too much information to really get into. I don't know a lot about it, but it is making me really excited to go back to Disneyland again. So
Right?
maybe not all bad, huh?
No, not at all. I'm
there
going
you go.
to zoom in and see if I can see this hotel.
Scrolly.
Scrolly.
Okay. Well, I think that was everything. I think we covered it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
lots of
cool.
good information.
Lots of fun stuff coming to the Disney parks, specifically Walt Disney World. Hopefully, this stuff in Disneyland is exciting. I mean, I'm excited for the Way of Water expansion. Like, I like Avatar Land a lot, so hopefully I'll watch Way of Water before long here. Oh, there was something random that is closing.
What's
I
that?
think in August. I think it's Test Track.
Oh, yes.
When is Test Track closing?
That's a good question.
I just saw an announcement.
Yes, because Test Track version 3 is getting ready to undergo its transformation. So when originally when that attraction was created, it was called World of Motion. Okay. And it talked about how they go from concept car and creating the clay models to actually figuring out how to build all these new cars and things like that. And it was, you got to understand, when Epcot Center was originally created, the half that held the Communicores, Communicore East and West, and Horizons and Universe of Energy and World of Motion and Spaceship Earth and Imagination. The reason that they had those things was to educate people.
Right.
And then people decided they didn't want education. They wanted thrill rides. And so that's why we got some of these thrill rides. So
Right.
then it was Test Track, and it was Test Track Dummies, and it was showing how they test cars after they're built and yada yada. And then it went to, and it had like the roads and stuff, and then it went through the whole corrosion testing and all that. And you thought, oh no, I'm being sprayed with corrosive material. No.
Right.
And then it got to the version it's now, where you create your own vehicle. And version 3 is supposed to be kind of a mix of what World of Motion originally was, what the next version, which was Test Track, became, and what Test Track is currently. So it's going to somehow morph all that together. And
I feel like that could be pretty easy to do.
right?
Relatively
Right?
speaking, anyway.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty cool. Of course, you can't leave out that huge 62 mile an hour, loop.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
That has to be there when they come back. So hopefully it's smoother.
Right?
At least the braking at the end. Oh, my gosh. Nothing will snap your neck like braking after the 62 mile an hour run at Test Track.
Oh my
But anyway, I
gosh,
did just do the Google search. That is closing on June 17th, which means
I'll still be
I
there
have
to go
ridden
on it.
Test Track for the last time, and I didn't even know it.
Oh,
Big sad. It's kind of like Splash Mountain. I rode Splash Mountain for the last time and had no idea it was the last time I was ever going to sit on that ride.
right. Yeah.
I think I actually that one I kind of expected. But none of the stuff about Test Track being reimagined was out when we went out there
Yeah.
last
no,
time. So
no. I do have one final thing, and that is to say that they released tickets last month for D23, which is going to be held in Anaheim, August. I can't remember if it's 9th, 10th, 11th, 10th, 11th, 12th, something around in there. I'm expecting more concept art. Of course, at that point, we'll know what's going to happen with some of the new rides that are coming out, and more Beyond Big Thunder and things like that. So I'm really excited
that'll
about
be
that.
exciting.
Yep.
I wish I could go. I don't think I can. Maybe I will. We'll see.
You'll see it in September. It's fine.
I don't know what happens here. I've never even looked into going to a D23 Expo, so maybe I'll look into it real quick and see what it would take and run a feasibility test. But
Right.
next week, guys, we don't have any idea what we have planned because those bi-monthly meetings we've been having has not happened yet again. So it'll be something. I can guarantee that there will be a podcast out next week. There's a possibility that me and Lauren will be doing a tier list on Epcot. Not 100% sure about that because we noticed we skipped Epcot when we did we did Magic Kingdom and then we did Hollywood Studios. We have to go back for Epcot real quick. Take care of that. And if we don't do that, then me and Adriana will do something entertaining-ish, I hope. At least I'll have a pretty face to talk to. So I don't know. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and share with your friends, your family, your neighbors, anyone who's riding across from you on the bus, the train, or the airplane. I guess people don't really ride across from you on the air train, do they? The air train? Airplane. Oh, man.
Ooh, foreshadowing the future. Woo.
Indeed. One can only hope anyway.
You know, that would be an amazing ride at Disney.
Wouldn't it? The air train. Indeed. While we digress, guys, let the wonder take hold.